Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to the session. Sorry for the delay. And let's start. Okay, let me go to my AWS console. And in last class, we have been doing load balancers, right? Application load balancer. Any doubts regarding that, guys? Go to EC2. So I have all these instances running, but we don't need all of them. Today we are going to do this part, auto scaling. And if you have any doubts to load balancing, have you tried with other load balancers, classic and network load balancers? Okay, let's start with then auto scaling groups. And auto scaling is very important and one of the feature that's why cloud is in this demand. Why? Because what auto scaling feature provides you is scalability. As name itself says, auto scaling. That means you can scale up, you can scale down, and you need not do that. You can automate that procedure. Suppose when traffic is high, you want more servers. When traffic is normal or less than normal, you want less number of servers. And you can automate this process of scaling up and down through this auto scaling groups. And while talking about cloud computing characteristics, one of the essential characteristics of cloud is rapid elasticity. Whenever you want, within couple of minutes, you should be able to provision anything or remove anything. And auto scaling is one feature. A lot of people opt cloud or keep their servers because of this feature. So here also, like in load balancing, we have two things: auto scaling groups and launch configuration. Like we have target groups, here we have launch configuration. So let us talk about the concept of auto scaling, and I'll open this presentation. Oh, why it's not opening up? Okay, no problem. We will go here, auto scaling groups, create auto scaling group, go back once, see how it works. So there are these things which you need to focus on: minimum size, maximum size, desired capacity. All you have to do that is to set minimum size, desired capacity, maximum size. Why? We don't know, traffic will be fluctuating. It's coming from outside the internet. Whenever any business starts, they will launch with uh, less scale. a few number of servers. And with respect to time, business might become a big hit and more people will be visiting your web application. Obviously, traffic visiting your servers will be high. You need more servers, and you don't know, it might be fluctuating. It is high on weekends and it's low on weekdays. And sometimes when you do something, provide some service on discount or launch any new product, something like that, traffic visiting your website will be high, more than normal days. Maybe suddenly it becomes 10 times, 10 times into the normal traffic hike will be there. What will you do? So you need not go and do everything manually. You can use auto scaling groups for that. And with your analysis, with your idea related to your server, you have to set minimum size and maximum size. And to deal the normal traffic, minimum size is enough. Minimum size means, say, 4 servers are enough to deal the normal traffic. Let's say traffic visiting, according to your analysis, maybe there might be a sudden hike in your network traffic visiting the servers. It might be into 10 times. That means you need 40 servers, or at least you need 15 servers. Let's say if all the servers are used their full capacity, you need between 15 to 20 servers. And you set maximum size as 20 servers. And desired capacity, so desired capacity is also 4, because we talked when the traffic is normal, 4 servers are enough. And minimum size, let's say 2 servers, 1 or 2 servers should be minimum size, especially at nights. Traffic coming to your server is very low, but you want your server up and running all the time, so you will keep 1 or 2 servers active. And you need not keep all the 4 servers at, especially at night times. So then you want your auto scaling group to stop other 2 instances and keep only the minimum size. So you have to set uh, these things, and according to the traffic, or according to the metric which you configure your auto scaling group, it will scale in or scale out. So what are these metrics? These metrics can be the network traffic. These metrics are CPU utilization. Let's say when traffic is high, CPU is utilized by servers will also be high. So let's set this auto scaling group. And before creating this auto scaling group, you need to create a launch configuration. What is this launch configuration? Now we understood what auto scaling group is. Auto scaling group is a thing. It monitors certain metrics, say example CPU utilization. When I am creating my auto scaling group, I'll set a condition that when traffic visiting the servers is consuming more than 60% of this capacity or 70% of its capacity, then add more servers. The average CPU utilization across all the servers should not exceed more than 70%. If it is exceeding, add more servers. And now the CPU utilization is less than 30%. Suppose 10 servers are there. If you take average of the CPU utilization, it's less than 30%. And we don't want all those 10 servers because they are underutilized. Only 30% of CPU is getting utilized. So remove. Having just 3 servers or 4 servers is enough. So remove the extra 6 servers. 4 servers is enough. So now your auto scaling group has to downscale because you have said that when average CPU utilization is less than 30%, um, it has to remove the servers, right? It will scale in and scale out. Fine. But when it is scaling in and scaling out, it has to create the servers which has your web application on it, or which has your services on it, all other microservices, your web application. It can be front end or it can be back end, whatever it is. You want those servers to get created. So you have to tell your auto scaling group that you have to create instances with this configuration, with this instance type, and with this AMI, all these things, right? And we already have an AMI. Suppose this is our AMI. I have not deleted it. So this is my AMI. And after everything is done, my production server is ready. I'll take a copy of it, a bootable copy of it, AMI. Now, when traffic is high or low, I want my auto scaling group to add servers and remove servers. So what I'll do, I'll create a launch configuration, and in this launch configuration, what we are telling is which how servers has to be created. That's why launch configuration that has to be used to launch servers. Here you can use your AMI. Then you're using AMI, all the microservices installed, your web application, your data, your scripts, everything will be on the instance. When with that AMI, if you're creating instance means the other instance will also have the same thing. You are creating more servers of same kind. So first we need to create a launch configuration. Clear guys about auto scaling? Any doubts? Clear. Okay. Sita, clear. Others guys? Okay. Now let's go and launch configuration first, and then we will create auto scaling group. And here I'll create launch configuration, and I can also use something called launch templates. Launch configuration is old one. You can use this launch configuration in auto scaling group, and this one launch templates is new one. It has some extra features than launch configuration. It's not only for auto scaling group. You can use uh, from CLI, command line interface, AWS CLI, and you can also use this with your programs and make API calls to create instances. That is the difference for launch configuration and launch templates. And one more advantage with this launch templates is it can store some extra details which your launch configuration may not. So we will see both. We will create launch configuration, and we will also look into launch template. First launch configuration, create launch configuration, name, let's say 360. So here it's asking us to choose AMI. So I'll choose this AMI, my AMI. Why? Because we want the servers which we have configured. Every time your auto scaling group has to add those servers. So we will choose RAMI here. Choose instance type. And here comes the difference between the template and this configuration. Configuration asks you to choose instance type, etc. Whereas your template can also save all these things. So anyway, instance type, choose instance type. We know t2.micro is in free tier, so go to t2.micro. Do you want spot instances? So all that extra instances used by auto scaling group, do you want them as spot instances? Why? Because they are extra. You want them only when traffic is high. Otherwise, not. So if you want to go for this, then request spot instance. And then you need to create a role. Here you can go with the new role actually. I am instance profile. Okay, sorry. If you want to attach any role to your EC2 instance, you can provide that. But as of now, we have not yet discussed about IAM. We don't uh, go for this. So we can leave this. So if you want to assign role to EC2 instance, suppose EC2 instance has write data into DynamoDB table. Then you need to assign a role. Role is nothing but permission. Permission for your EC2 instance to write data into DynamoDB without your intervention. You just create a role and assign that permission to EC2. But we are not going for this now. And then monitoring, if you want detailed monitoring, then you can opt for this. Anyway, there is default monitoring in the 5 minutes window. If you want detailed monitoring for every 1 minute or 30 seconds, you can opt for this. EBS optimized instance. EBS optimized instance means we already discussed this thing, I guess. EBS, we already know. EBS is nothing but a hard drive, elastic block storage. And if you want this EBS and the processor to EBS communication to be very fast. Why? Because you want your application, the backend processes happening behind your application to be executed really fast. Suppose there are some files in your EBS volumes, they can be scripts or any other service related files. Say, for example, chat box. So, chat box related files are there in your EBS volume, and your instance processor need to fetch them. So, customers visiting your web application will type some question, and answers will be in this chat box database, say for example, database or storage, which is in EBS, and it does some analysis and looks into the all answers, and the most suitable answers will be given back in the chat box. So this process you want to be executed fast. You want it to done really fast. And so rather of going for normal EBS, you can go for EBS optimized instance. Your processor EBS will be kept very close to the processor so that the communication will be quick. So EBS is a rack of storage, and when you add EBS, some piece of that storage will be assigned to your instance. If you opt for EBS optimized instance, the one EBS which is very closer to your processor and one EBS which has a high IOPS capability will be assigned to you, so that your processing will be quick because of this processor and EBS communication. It's quick, right? That is EBS optimized instance. And then storage. If you want to add this extra storage because it's additional volume, um, do you want it? It's there in EMI. you can choose for it, otherwise leave it. We are leaving it anyway. Root volume is default one, you cannot delete it. Let's say 360 auto launch AMI. This AMI, we already discussed about all these things. Security group, do you want to go with we know what a security group should have. You can select from the existing one. The SSH and HTTP rules should we should have in our security group. So let's go to auto scaling security group 1 2. So go for this. You'll be not able to connect because 22 is not there. So let's go for this. Say rules. So this is because we have HTTP rule in it, not HTTPS. That is this warning. So let us ignore this. Key pair. Choose existing key pair, and here you can choose your key pair. I think I have this key pair, and create launch configuration. Error. Okay, instance type t2.micro. So successfully created a launch configuration. I have created this one. Let us delete these two. This one, and you can create another auto scaling group, delete or copy this launch configuration group. And you can also copy to launch template, because as I said, launch template is nothing but improved version of launch configuration. You can copy the entire thing if you already have launch configuration. Now if you want to use launch template instead of launch configuration, you can copy this to your launch template. So that's about launch configuration. Launch configuration is nothing but the details you are providing, and these details are providing you are providing to your auto scaling group on what basis your auto scaling group has to create the instance, the configuration of your instance, in short, configuration of the EC2 instance. Clear, guys? Any doubts in this launch configuration? Okay, then we will go for auto scaling group. And you can use this auto scaling group not only with EC2, you can also use with ECS, Elastic Container Service, say, and also for databases. So if I say RDS, okay, here auto scaling is not there. Let us search here auto scaling. So you have AWS computer optimized, recommended for optimal AWS compute resources. So we will talk about this later. So here you can use your EC2 auto scaling, your ECS auto scaling, Spot Fleets auto scaling, DynamoDB, and Amazon Aurora, which is a MySQL database, a MySQL kind of database, and it's a product of Amazon itself. That's why they have this option of auto scaling here, and also DynamoDB is NoSQL database. Spot Fleets auto scaling, and the ECS Elastic Container Service, and EC2. You can use auto scaling for all these things. So let us go back to our EC2 and create auto scaling. You can also create auto scaling group from here also. But let's go back to our EC2 dashboard. Auto scaling and create auto scaling group. Step 1 is to choose template or configuration and give a name to your group. This is I'll say 360 digit MG. Auto scaling, and then template. We don't have any templates, right? We are not using launch templates. We have created launch configuration. You can switch to launch configuration. So now launch configuration, right? So this one, and you can see the security group configuration, instance type, etc., date, all these things. Next, yeah, well, we will go with default VPC subnet. We will choose any one of this subnet. Let's choose 1B, and next. We are in step 3. Here you can attach load balancer. Let me check. Do we have load balancer? Yes, we have load balancer. So let us attach this load balancer. Or you can create your auto scaling group without a load balancer also. So attach to a new node. So no load balancer is a by default option. If you want to attach a load balancer, yes, you can. Let's say uh, on which target group you want to add more servers. Let's go for electronics. Both. So let's keep one. Let's keep only electronics. So choose from auto scaling target group. So whenever traffic visiting is high, more servers will be added in this target group. And health check type. So your auto scaling group asks you to configure health check. Anyway, we have health check at ELB, so we can leave this. Otherwise, if you opt for no load balancer, there will be no load balancer. Then if you want to opt for health check on your auto scaling group, yes, you can. But anyway, we have attached elastic load balancer, no need of that. And CloudWatch we don't want. Next. So here this is very important, configuring group size and scaling policies. And this is very important. Here you can configure limits, desired capacity, minimum capacity, and maximum capacity. Right? We already discussed. Minimum capacity means at any given point of time, you want one server always running. So that is your minimum capacity. If you want 2, 3, or 4, you can set that as minimum capacity. Desired capacity. Say to handle normal traffic, suppose that 2 servers are enough. And maximum capacity, let's say maximum is 4. You don't want your auto scaling group keep on adding instances. There should be some limit. Yes, your auto scaling group can create instances when traffic is high, but not more than 4. 4 is the maximum capacity. This is your group minimum, desired, and maximum. Then scaling policy. So right now there is no scaling policy. Let us go for target tracking scaling policy. Let us choose this. So target, it tracking, it tracks the targets. What are the targets? These instances. And choose a desired outcome and leave it to the scaling policy. Let's choose the desired outcome. Metric type, by default it's average CPU utilization. Target value is 50%. You can increase it to 70% or 80%, but let's say 50%. And this is average CPU utilization. Suppose there are 4 servers running. What your target tracking policy will do, it will take an average of CPU utilization of all those 4 servers. If it is above 50%, then it will create more instances. If it is below 50%, it will remove some instances. And seconds warm up before including in metric. We know this time. This is warm up time. So how many seconds you want to include in metric? So it's taking average of CPU utilization, right? On what interval it has to take that average. So you can give some time, let's say 60. And here you have option of disable scale in. It's creating instances, and if you don't want your auto scaling group to terminate the instances, you can enable this. But want this. We don't want to disable scale in. We also want to see how it scale ins and scale out. So let's not put a check mark here. And scale in protection. So we don't want to enable scale in protection also. Next, scale in means suppose average utilization is less than 50%, then your auto scaling should scale in. Scale in means decrease the number of servers. It will terminate some servers. If you don't want that without your permission, you have to do that for some reason, then you can enable the scale in protection and also this one. Next, we are at step 4. See, step 1 is giving a name, choosing your launch configuration. Step 2 is settings. And here in step 3, we have attached load balancer. So here we have given network settings. So step 2 is network settings. And here we have attached load balancer. If you don't want a load balancer, you can go with the default options. So step 3 you can leave as is if you don't want load balancer. And step 4 is important. You rather, they are saying it's optional, but it is important because limits. You can leave your auto scaling group without any limits. Then what happens if your auto scaling group don't have limit? Means it keeps on adding instances which you don't want. So we have set maximum capacity, of course minimum and desired also. And it also asks you to choose scaling policy, on what basis your auto scaling group has to consider to scale up or scale down. We have chosen average CPU utilization. You have other metrics also: average network in bytes, average network coming into the servers, and average network traffic going out of the servers. Based on that also, you can configure. Based on this metric, you can say suppose I have chosen average network out bytes. So then what is the target value? I have to give the traffic, the band. I can say 50%. Here everything, this policy, target tracking scaling policy, will take average, and I'll say 50% of the network traffic is going out. So then according to that it will choose. Similarly, we have application load balancer request per target, request count per target. What application load balancer will do? It will distribute traffic equally among the servers. We already know it. And now your auto scaling group, what it will do? It will count the requests it is routing to each instance. So based on that request count also, you can set the limit, set the whether to scale out or scale in. On what basis? Is it CPU utilization or something else? Is it application load balancer request per target? Suppose say application load balancer is sending 10 requests per second for each instance, and you can set a limit, and this is average limit, 10 requests per second to each instance. Let's say 100 requests per each second to each instance is the limit. Now traffic increased means obviously the request per target will increase. Suppose it's 300 or 400, it's not 200. The number of requests getting routed to each has increased. That means traffic is high. Then your auto scaling group considers it and scales out. Scales out means create more servers. Let us go to CPU utilization only. An instance needs 60 seconds warm up before including in metric. So before considering any metric, it needs 60 seconds of warm up time. Next. So here we are in step 4. Step 5, 6 and 7. 6 and 7 is adding tags review, we already know. Step 5, if you want any notification, suppose when auto scaling group creates an instance, you should get notified. Or if it terminates any instance, you should get notification. Why? Because you can monitor things, you can react to things. Suppose you have set limit very high and your auto scaling group has created more number of instances. If you're getting notifications means you can easily figure out it, and you can decrease the limits. Sorry, immediately you can go to your auto scaling group and decrease the limits of your auto scaling group. Right, you'll get notified when something happens, or when your auto scaling group does something. You can get notification when you configure this. So it sends notification to SNS topics whenever Amazon EC2 launches or terminates. Let's say uh, we have not yet talked about SNS. SNS is simple notification service. Simple notifications. These notifications can be email notifications and SMS notifications. You can push SMS, email. Suppose you have any web application and you want to send notification to that web application, yes, you can also do that. So but when we say notification, it's we think of SMS or email, right? So you can push email and SMS notifications, right? Let's add notification, create a topic. So I'll call this as let's say this is my scaling alert. This is my send a notification to this. So what actually I'm doing is creating my SNS topic with this email. Use existing topic. Sorry, let me go back. Launch template. Meanwhile, we will see what is SNS and come back here. SNS. I have 3 subscriptions. Let's create topic first. Delete. Okay, let's keep this. And we create a topic. So how this work, SNS work is, it works in publish subscribe method. Let me open this. Say publishers. So what is publisher here? Let's say only one publisher for now. You can have 2 or 3 publishers also. Publisher is the one service which is publishing the message. So here is my auto scaling group. It publishes. Publish to topic, and let's say this is your SNS. This is your SNS service. What your SNS service will do is it will maintain 2 things: topic names, that is one, and subscriptions. And there are mobile. Mobile means mobiles. that is smartphones, let's say smartphones or any mobiles, cell phones, and then emails, email IDs. So what is happening is this part we are doing now. First, you need to have a SNS service. This SNS service maintains two things, as I said, topic name and subscription. This is very much like our courier service. You can compare this analogy with any courier service. What your courier service will do, they will someone want to send a package. Suppose I want to send some package to my friend. I'll say, I'll pack it nicely, and I'll write a address of my friend. Then what this courier service will do, it will deliver it there. So this SNS service also do the same, but with little bit of change. So instead of address, there will be topic name. Topic name is the criteria here. It's like a address. Your SNS has to push a notification based on this topic name. And here these has to subscribe, like how you subscribe to YouTube channel or a magazine. When you subscribe, took a subscription of a magazine, or to subscribe to a YouTube channel, whenever there is a new video or whenever there is a new magazine, they will automatically send it to you. Or if it's a YouTube channel, you can receive notifications, etc., right? In the same way, these mobiles means phone numbers and email IDs has to subscribe to SNS topic. So they have to subscribe. Subscribe to topic. And this will also subscribe to topic. Say for example, I am now coming back to your auto scaling group. I am EC2 admin in my organization, and I need to know how many instances are running. I am the responsible for that, keeping everything related to EC2 in track. I have to check everything, redundant and availability, cost optimization related to EC2 is my job. So auto scaling, to know about the auto scaling, because it's creating instances and terminating instances automatically, I need to know when it creates instance and also terminates the instance. So I can use SNS to know about that. So what I'll do is I'll create a SNS service with a topic name auto alerts. So this is my topic name. And whenever this auto scaling group creates an instance, I'll configure my auto scaling group to publish this message to a topic called auto alerts. So you can assume this is like a address kind of a thing. And it publishes message to auto alerts. It's just a name. Your SNS maintains this name, and when you create this topic, you have subscribed to this topic. You can say you are registered to this topic name to get SMS or email. You'll add your mobile number and email ID. So let us do this part and we will come back here. So let us do this part. Create a SNS, create a topic, and add subscriptions. Let's go. subscriptions, who are subscribers, mobile, and these are subscriptions. Let's go and do this part. So what we are doing, see, topic, subscription. Now it makes more sense what subscriptions and topics, right? So let's create topic. So as discussed here, let us keep our topic name as auto alerts, and it asks you, do you want to go with FIFO or standard? FIFO means first in first out. Again, if you go for this, you want to attach a SQS. We don't want that. We will talk about those things later. Let's go for standard. What is topic name? Auto alerts. So when a publisher, who is auto scaling group, is the publisher, publishes message to this topic name. This is one black box where your publisher can put message, and your SNS will deliver that message to your email or SMS. And how your message has to be displayed, I'll say auto scaling alert. This is display name. Display on your SMS and emails. This has to be the display name, and rest of the thing you can leave it. See, you have HTTP. If you want to use any HTTP endpoints, you can use this. But let's keep things simple now. Let's create topic. What we have done, we have created a topic. Now we will let us add subscriptions. Let me go back to the presentation. So we have created topic name auto alerts, and let us add subscriptions to it. This part, this mobile and email, if they are added under the topic, that means they are subscribed to the topic. Let's go and add subscription. So protocol, uh, these all the things you can do with SNS. You can uh, use Amazon Kinesis Data Firehouse, all these things. Let us use email for now. We want to get notification related to auto scaling group, so it's email, or you can use SMS also. Email. What is endpoint name? Here you have to, you can use your phone number, or if it is you have set as SMS, you have to give your phone number or email ID. Done. So let's go back to topics and check once. I have created auto alerts, added subscription. So you can see pending confirmation. That means I have to confirm. Confirm subscription. Yes, now I'll go here, refresh once, confirmed. That's it. This part is done now. Create a topic, subscription. And under subscription, what I have done, I have added my mail ID. So let's say mail ID, subscription is mail ID, and I'm not using mobile here. And my mail ID, you can use one mail ID or more mail IDs also. So this part we have configured. Now let's go back to auto scaling group. Before that, let's test it how it works. Publish message. You can publish. This is like a testing process. A publish with subject test time to live. This is for only mobile application endpoints. Let us not go for this. Enter message test of test message from SNS. Test, right? Test message from SNS. Publish. So where it goes, now I have published to a topic name called auto alerts. And the subscriber is my mail ID. So I got this, right? Test message from SNS. So that is how your SNS works. So clear about SNS, right, guys? Any doubts? Any doubts related to SNS? Clear? Okay. Now let's use this SNS in auto scaling. Say launch template again. It came from the first. Next, select subnets. You can choose more than one subnets also. Next, if you want ELB, you can attach. Let's go for no load balancer. You can also try with elastic load balancer. Next, desired capacity 2, let's say, and minimum capacity 1, maximum capacity 4. Let us keep these metrics. And policy is target tracking policy. We are setting 50% as our utilization, CPU utilization. Next, here, let us add notification to topic name auto alerts. That's it. When you want to get the alert, I don't want to know about termination. It's fine. Uh, I want this when your auto scaling group launches and fails to launches, because we have to know why it's failing to launch. Is there any issue? And also fail to terminate. It's very important, because if your auto scaling group is not able to downscale, then you will end up paying cost for all the extra instances created by your auto scaling group. So let's keep this. I want to know when instance is launched and also about failure. Let's say next. That's it. We have created our auto scaling group, and here are all the things which we have chosen. Okay, create auto scaling group. It's updating capacity. Instances is 2. And desired capacity 2, minimum 1, max 4, right? Let's go to my instances and terminate all the instances. See, 2 more instances has been running. Why? Because all these are stopped. I don't have any EC2 in running status, so my auto scaling group created 2. Let us terminate all of them. See, in my auto scaling group, desired capacity is 2 and minimum capacity is 1. It has to maintain 2 servers, at least one. One has to be running all the time. In ideal scenarios, it has to be 2. We have not yet set scale down policy, so it will go with desired capacity only. In that target tracking policy, when it is underutilized less than 50%, your scaling group has to delete also. So let's see. Desired capacity is 2. That means it maintains 2 instances and they have to be in running status. So to read this and to create, it will take around 300 seconds. So that's what we have given. Warm up time is 300 seconds. So after this 300 seconds, we can see it adds 2 more instances. At least one instance, because minimum is 1 and desired is 2. And also when it creates any instance, I should get an alert, right? It has created these 2 instances which I am terminating. Let's go to my mail and test. See, I have 2 alerts because it has launched 2 instances. Time, request ID, all these things. Let's close this. So one instance is running. And I should also get notification when instance is created. See, alert 3 has came in. And one instance is running because my minimum size is 1. Okay. 52. Why it's same thing, right? Anyway, any doubts regarding the auto scaling and also SNS? We talked about SNS, right? Now I have 2 instances running because desired capacity is 2. And we have a target tracking policy by default. And previously, when auto scaling group is there in olden times, I don't say the target tracking policy is a new addition, but when AWS launched this auto scaling group, you have to configure our own policy. There is no the default option like we have target tracking policy. While creating auto scaling group itself, you can choose that policy. We have 2 more policies called simple scaling policy and step scaling policy. We will also see how they work in tomorrow's class, right? And these things, any doubts related to auto scaling? Okay. Okay, guys, then see you tomorrow. And meanwhile, do practice. If you're facing any issues, let me know. So do lab as soon as possible. Okay. Yep. Have a good day and bye bye.